the case of President Christenson versus the United States of America. Senator Hammond and Senator Lopez, may you please proceed with the charges.
Thank you, Senator Ryan. Before we begin, President Christenson, are you aware of the charges being brought against you?
Yes, I'm aware of the preposterous, outlandish, and completely trumped up charges.
Well, President Christenson, the court would like to make it clear to those present that the charges are as follows. Obstruction of justice in relation to the investigation of repeated sexual harassment and improper relations with a subordinate.
President Christenson, do you have anything that you would like to say to the court in regards of these charges being brought against you?
I would just like to reiterate, these charges are completely unwarranted and false. This is not only an embarrassment to myself, but a distraction from my duty to the people of the United States of America. I have not lied on this investigation of this case, and therefore I have not warranted these charges of obstruction of justice.
President Christenson, there has been evidence brought to the attention of the court regarding the validity of your statements pertaining to the sexual harassment case. Therefore, we would like to go into the specifics of the sexual harassment allegations being leveled against you. Would you please describe the nature of your relationship with your intern, Mark Lebowski?
Mr. Lebowski is a bright young man who showed a lot of potential as an intern directly out of college. He was efficient and hardworking, and our relationship was strictly professional. As I told the investigators, the first time, we had no relationship beyond that in the work environment.
Mr. Lebowski has made a number of allegations against you. These allegations are somewhat embarrassing for us to repeat, but it is necessary for us to have a thorough investigation to provide justice.
Mr. Lebowski alleges that you committed the following acts. Asking in a sexual and inappropriate manner if he prefers, and I quote, boxers or briefs.
That never occurred.
Like we said, President Christenson, this is very awkward to talk about, but Mr. Lebowski also alleges that you pinched his buttocks at various times throughout the working day.
That is not only embarrassing, but completely false.
He further alleged that you inquired about his preferences regarding pornographic materials.
That never happened.
Mr. Lebowski also claims that you described in disturbing detail your various sexual fantasies. One such example includes your desire, and I quote, lay patient to his naughty nurse.
I don't even know what to say to that. That is completely ridiculous and never occurred.
President Christensen, you have also been accused of attempting to use handcuffs on Mr. Lebowski for sexual purposes.
I don't even know how to respond to that allegation except to say that it is completely false.
Mr. Lebowski is also accusing you of spanking him because you asked him to spank you and he refused.
I won't even dignify that with a real response.
This is extremely disturbing to say, President Christensen, but Mr. Lebowski claims that you gave him, and I quote, purple nurples on 2 separate occasions.
I don't even know what those are, but I can tell you that I never, ever did that.
And finally, while discussing your favorite novel with Mr. Lebowski entitled 50 Shades of Grey, you read aloud various graphic scenes and demanded that Mr. Lebowski participate in reenactments of these various scenes.
I have never even read that book or a book of that genre, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that I never asked Mr. Lebowski to participate in any such reenactments.
Okay, well now that these allegations have been outlined, Madam President, how do you respond to these charges?
I have said it before and I will say it again. I did not have sexual relations with that man. Furthermore, I did not sexually harass Mr. Lebowski and have not lied to the people of the United States regarding this case.
Well, despite your various denials of these allegations and those of obstructing justice, we have been given blatant evidence that shows truth in all these allegations and therefore proves that you have obstructed justice.
I would love to see this so-called evidence.
We are in possession of photographs that were provided by Mr. Lebowski from his cellular device that show you in compromising positions wearing little to no clothing.
Those photographs were sent in a private setting. As embarrassing as they are, in my opinion, they do not constitute sexual harassment definitively.
Mr. Lebowski repeatedly replied to your picture messages negatively, responding, and I quote, "This is not consensual, please stop."
President Christensen, did you not realize that he wanted to cease communication and end all relationship with you, including professional?
Well, I think it really depends on what the meaning of the word stop is.
Madam President, it's important that we all remember why we are here, in this courtroom. Going beyond the shocking and disturbing allegations he made against you, we are concerned with your refusal to be truthful during the investigative process.
These pictures very clearly show that you had a relationship beyond that of a professional one with Mr. Lebowski. A relationship you refused to admit to the investigators, which now constitutes the charge of obstruction of justice.
Do you have anything you'd like to say for yourself?
Those texts and photographic messages were taken completely out of context. I've been embarrassed enough today, and I have no further comments.